Hi everybody. Today we're going to talk about Hamlet. By now you should have read all of Hamlet, and you should know the main plot points are as follows. Hamlet's father dies, Hamlet Sr. Not in the play, but we know that he is dead once the play starts. His mother Gertrude has married Claudius, Hamlet Sr.'s brother. Hamlet is very upset that Gertrude rushed into a marriage 2 months after her husband died. The beginning of the play shows Horatio, Marcellus, and Bernardo seeing a ghost on the roof of the castle. They report this to Hamlet, who then goes to the roof of the castle to see if they are telling the truth. He does see the ghost, and the ghost talks to him. The ghost resembles Hamlet's father, Hamlet Sr. He tells Hamlet of Claudius's betrayal. He stuck poison in his ear while Hamlet Sr. was sleeping, and that is how he died. And nobody knew this until just now. Hamlet is deeply confused after this ghost's visit because the ghost wants revenge on Claudius. He does not know whether to believe that Hamlet Sr.'s ghost is a devil or an angel. So he sets out to prove that Hamlet Sr. is telling the truth. Guildenstern and Rosencrantz have invited players, which are actors, to come visit the castle and perform for them. Hamlet goes to them and asks for a specific play to be performed, called The Mousetrap. This is a catchy name because he is planning on using this play to catch Claudius's reaction, to see if Claudius really did kill Hamlet Sr. and that the ghost was telling the truth. So, during the play, it depicts one actor sticking poison in the ear of the other, who is playing the king. When Claudius sees this part of the play, he leaves in the middle, and this is to Hamlet proof that Claudius has killed Hamlet Sr. He sets out then to kill Claudius, but hesitates the first time because Claudius was praying when he had the first chance. He did not want Claudius to go to heaven because he killed him while praying. So, instead, he goes to his mother's room and asks her so many questions about why she chose to betray her husband, that way. During this encounter, Polonius is hiding behind a curtain in her room. He makes a noise and Hamlet kills the person behind the curtain, thinking that it was Claudius. Ophelia goes crazy because her father is now dead, and she then kills herself by drowning herself. Claudius tries to have Hamlet killed because he knows that Hamlet suspects what Claudius has done. So he sends him back to England with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern and a note that says to kill Hamlet as soon as he gets off the boat. Hamlet finds this note and switches it out, so then it says that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern should be killed. Hamlet then returns back to the castle, and there he finds an angry Laertes, mad and vengeful for his sister and his father's death. Hamlet and Laertes challenge each other to a duel. When Claudius finds out about this duel, he tells Laertes to poison the end of his sword so when Hamlet is stabbed, he will die. But he also sticks poison in a cup of wine to give Hamlet in case Hamlet does not get stabbed. During the duel, Hamlet and Laertes switch swords, and Laertes is stabbed with the poisoned sword, then killing him. But before Laertes dies, Hamlet asks for forgiveness and asks that he does not blame Hamlet for Polonius and Ophelia's death. Laertes forgives him and dies. Gertrude then drinks the poisoned wine, and she dies. Hamlet then kills Claudius, and then realizes that Hamlet himself has been stabbed by Laertes, and the poison is just reaching him. As Hamlet realizes he is dying, he asks Horatio to pass on the story of the tragedy that has happened today, to keep the story alive. Throughout the play, there is a constant threat of young Fortinbras declaring war on their castle. I do not consider this a key plot point, but it should be mentioned because I think it was supposed to be a key plot point, but nothing ever comes to a climax in that storyline. So, for next class, I want you to think about the answers to the following questions. Was Hamlet really crazy, or was it all just an act? And did Hamlet really love Ophelia? Use specific plot points to support your answer. It can be either one. I do not have a preference. I just need you to support the answer with evidence. Also, you must find 2 quotes for each of these answers that support what you believe. I have prepared an example, and I have not used the questions that I have asked you because I do not want you to copy these answers. So, I asked the question, is Horatio a real character or a figment of Hamlet's imagination? My answer is, I believe Horatio dies at the hands of the ghost in Act 1, and is therefore either a ghost or a figment of Hamlet's imagination throughout the play. To support this answer, when Horatio first shows up in front of Hamlet, Hamlet does not really recognize him. He says, and I quote, in Act 1, Scene 2, "I'm glad to see you well, Horatio, or do I forget myself?" Because he does not recognize Horatio, either because it's been so long, or it can be intended to mean that Horatio is a ghost and does not look himself. Horatio also is never talked to by other characters except for Hamlet. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern enter the room during a conversation in Act 3, Scene 2, in which I quote, Horatio says, "I did very well note him," when they were talking about Claudius watching the play. Hamlet replies, "Aha, come, some music." Rosencrantz and Guildenstern enter, and Guildenstern addresses only Hamlet. "Good my lord, vouchsafe me a word with you." Therefore, I believe that Horatio is just a figment of Hamlet's imagination. This is kind of what I want you to do for your presentation tomorrow. But you will be working with a partner, so you and your partner must decide together what your answers to these questions will be. You guys can both bring 1 quote with you to class and then collaborate on whether they fit the answer that you want to use. You will create a slideshow similar to this one, and you will present it to the class. So read up again if you did not read closely, and look for your answers right now and have them prepared for class tomorrow. See you tomorrow.